I told you I was a Catholic kid. We couldn't grow our hair long back then, of course. A couple of years after I graduated, I drove by my old high school one time, and I see all these boys out there with long hair. But back then, we had to wear the blue bow tie all week. Very unhip. So on the weekends, I would take the blue bow tie off and I'd put on my navy shirt and my peace symbol and my love beads. I went to Tom McCann, paid $10 for a pair of moccasin boots with fringe around the tops, and I thought I looked like a hippie. I'd take my old Gibson guitar down to a place called Volker Park in Kansas City. They had happenings, love-ins. I know a Kansas City love-in sounds kind of like a pulp novel, but it was quite the thing. Bands would play in the park down there all day on the Sunday afternoons in the spring and the summer in the late 60s. So I went down there with my guitar and my imaginary hair blowing in the wind, and I walked up to a group of hippies, and they got real quiet, and one young guy goes, "Are you a narcotics agent?" Well, I persisted. I kept going down there on the weekends and taking my guitar, and I'd play music with people and playing the folk clubs down there in Kansas City, and some of the psychedelic clubs and bands I was in. Met a girl down there at the Love-In one afternoon. She was sitting on the lawn playing the flute. So I got my guitar out, we jammed a little bit, played Season of the Witch for about 30 minutes, and you know what I'm talking about, right? She said, "Well, I need to get home. My older sister's getting married today, and I happen to have an old car my dad just bought for me for $100 from a buddy of his at the steel mill. It was a 1960 Dodge Belvedere with big fins. It was primered, real sexy. Had push-button transmission and big couch seats. I was hopeful. Offered her a ride home, and she accepted. And she sat over there in that big couch seat, and she directed me to her home in a place called Mission Hills, a place I'd rarely been. Part of Kansas City where all the families who built the city lived there. And she was the daughter of one of those guys. And he wasn't real impressed with my moccasin boots or the old 1960 Dodge leaking oil in his driveway. I was a beggar, she was a queen. I played the guitar, she danced and sang, light as a sparrow. She'd lift off the ground, I was a scarecrow. She just smiled at my frown. A necklace of clover, a dandelion ring, a flower unfolding, a bird on the wing. I whispered, "Jessie, girl, I could love you." Then I genuflected and unlaced her shoe. Her auburn hair tumbled all down in my face. We kissed and we fumbled in a clumsy embrace. There for one moment, underneath the green trees, a flower unfolding, a bird on the wing. She lived in a mansion with a prince and a king, and a woman on horseback with a porcelain face. Her servants looked through me. The dog tugged on its chain. Her parents looked sideways. They sneered at my name. Love, when it is new, is a delicate thing, a flower unfolding, a bird on the wing. But she cried when I left her. The sky grew blue, our hearts pressed together as they both broke in two, while a party of sparrows sang a sad, lovely tune. And over my shoulder, the last thing I knew, her face in the window, her hand raised to me, a flower unfolding, a bird on the wing, a flower unfolding, a bird on the wing. Ah, thank you, thank you.